Going over to other interesting political news, you have the Supreme Court allowing states to defund Planned Parenthood and going viral on social media, which, funny how this is yet another thing where, for decades, Democrats said, it doesn't really matter if, you don't have to worry about, this funding from the federal level. It's so insignificant. It's basically nothing. No one should care about it. It's not happening, they say. And like most things that they claim aren't happening, they in fact are happening. Yet again, we see this continuing trend. Now, this is tweeted thanks to Charlie Kirk, and he says, quote, breaking the Supreme Court has ruled in a 6-3 decision. Guess who? I can't help but think maybe the ladies keep going. The leftists usually, regardless of substance or intellect or of the argument, the leftists of the Supreme Court always rule the same way. But nevertheless, he does say that the Supreme Court has ruled in a 6-3 decision that in the Melinda versus Planned Parenthood case that the state Medicaid programs can defund Planned Parenthood. Huge breakthrough for the cause of life. Planned Parenthood should absolutely not receive a dime of taxpayer money. And that got 500,000 views about and 18,000 likes. Which, yeah, shoot, if you're up to me, they wouldn't tax us at all. Lord knows they steal enough from us already when it comes to federal income taxes and state income taxes and, well, what don't they tax these days? But yeah, of all things our tax dollars are used for, yeah, definitely shouldn't be used for that. Now, scrolling back to the comment section, one of the first ones comes to us thanks to the gas stove, our favorite contrarian, and he says, quote, this is blatantly unconstitutional and will be overturned and appealed, full stop, which, yeah, spoiler, it went to the Supreme Court. So, yeah, it don't work like that. Again, you go to a state Supreme Court, yeah, but this is the United States Supreme Court. Now, this person was, as always, ratioed. In this case, ratioed by Hispanic Nicholas. Me? No, kidding. But although I am. But he says, quote, appealed where? SCOTUS is the last page to appeal. Not very smart, are you? Gained 20 likes. And the gas stove says, to the judges, genius, getting 5 likes. Which, yeah. About the first real comment comes to us thanks to lifenews.com, which, yeah, I was going to say probably the most appropriately marketed name on X. That's what they do. And that's their website. And he said, quote, they actually posted an article from lifenews.com. That was 128 likes. Nico says, quote, Charlie loves the unborn, but won't care much about them once they're here. We need increased Medicaid, childcare, and education. Gain 122 likes. But the U.S. education system? Hell no. What do the teachers do these days, on average? I mean, shoot, the teachers' unions mostly give that to politicians anyways. Yeah. And again, when it comes to who helps kids the most, I think the best to be served by local communities and churches, not by the government getting them addicted to government handouts for life and just getting their votes forever for free stuff. Yeah, Sarah Smith said, quote, defund Planned Parenthood, getting 90 likes. David Coyote says, quote, the leftist baby killers are on the Titanic since Trump was reelected. And as the Titanic is called Democrat Party 2025, it's sinking, getting 26 likes. The Vault is a great meme. Says, quote, no king they shout while begging the government to rule their health, their pay, their speech, their children, their land, and their future. Yeah. And that got 56 likes. See here? Fatima Khan. I thought my name was funny. Plays to be a journalist? Fatima? I guess no, topping's still weird. But nevertheless, Fatima says, quote, today 1 in 6 Americans are food insecure, and wealth inequality is worse now than after the Great Depression. If you oppose government subsidized grocery stores so low-income people can afford food, but not government subsidization of companies, let the billionaires hoard even more wealth, isn't socialism you hate, it's working class people. Mentally vacuous, but got 11 likes, which, yeah, people realize how much businesses are taxed and how much, I mean, shoot, Lord knows we are too. Yeah, payroll tax, so much crap. Scrolling down more. Scrolling down. Buttermaker says, 3 dissenters, let me guess. Getting 7, looks like 8, 9 likes, going up like a stock. And someone has AI generated pictures of all the ladies on the Supreme Court. Which, yeah, groupthink is a thing. Especially with ladies, statistically speaking. Defund the West says, quote, Planned Parenthood is a demonic organization that pushes for transgenderism and killing babies. Not a dime, getting 26 likes. Yep. They're very much pivoting their business model as the culture has shifted in the United States with transgender surgeries and chemicals and all that kind of stuff being pushed upon children. Planned Parenthood is going all in on it and making, oh, geez Louise, didn't mean to make dark humor, but making a killing doing it. Which is the reason I am quite against any of those surgeries and those procedures, because the rate at which they take their own lives is identical whether they do or do not get the surgeries, and many of the kids especially just grow out of them because it's a phase. And some girls, I mean, they just want to be tomboys. They don't all want the surgeries. It's very, very common to have that temporary phase. We also have Deb Mallory saying, "I wholeheartedly agree. If you do not want to get pregnant, use birth control. If you do get pregnant and choose to terminate your pregnancy, pay for it yourself. My tax dollars should not be used to end a life." Getting 14 likes, which one of the most rudimentary arguments that Democrats have had since I was a kid. We're crying about, oh no, poor people can't afford, you can't afford birth control. No one can afford it. It's too expensive. A condom is like $1. I'll be honest, I haven't checked in years, but it's like, it's never been cheaper. And there's places where you can get free birth control. Like literally, they have, I forget what we call these. They have clinics. You can get a free condom. Yeah, because I love when people go, oh yeah, it's too expensive. Democrats said that for years. That's why we have to give these out for free. We have to give out free. Yeah, we should. I mean, the DNC has deviated so much from what it used to be. It used to be safe, legal, and rare, which I would argue many Americans did agree with at the time, back in the 90s. And that's what Democrats, Bill Clinton was at that same standard. Abortion was a bad thing, but he thought it should be safe, legal, and rare. And now the Democrat Party loves abortion so much. During the last DNC convention, they had a mobile abortion clinic, and they had a clinic, or not clinic, mobile abortion mobile. And they even had another mobile where men could neuter themselves with the vasectomies. That's the Democrat Party today. There's so many traditional Democrats that I think have gone more Republican and libertarian with their voting status past couple of years, especially. Now you also have Amanda Molliette saying, quote, Planned Parenthood is a horrible organization that kills babies and provides puberty blockers to little kids. Defund them, getting 12 likes. Lori Ann says that's good. If a woman wants to get an abortion, they can fund it themselves. It would just be cheaper to use birth control, getting 42 likes. Last True Roman says this is massive. The Supreme Court finally allowing states to stop funding Planned Parenthood, which has murdered more people than every other genocide in the world combined, which is crazy to think about, but it is true if you dive into the details. And again, as this is being relegated to the states, I suspect many states like California and Minnesota will probably fund it so much that I'm sure they'll probably pay you to get an abortion in those states. I mean, this is not too dissimilar to the United States Supreme Court ruling against Roe versus Wade and saying that if a state would like to, you can ban abortion. Now, to this day, in places like lefty states like Minnesota, you get an abortion up to 9 months or day of birth. So that's what the people there in Minnesota want. It's been relegated to the state level. You have other states that are much more restrictive on abortion. Some states even outlawing it completely. So again, when it comes to this actually having the ripple effect of the impact, I suspect that many of these Planned Parenthoods may be out of business, depending on how much incentive mechanisms and how much acceptance mechanisms and payments and funding they get from the government. And I mean, shoot, a lot of big corporations, Fortune 500, also believe in abortions. They'll probably put the Nike logo on the wall and they'll sponsor it. That's also going to be another revenue source for them, I'm sure. And again, apologies for the a couple all-nighters this week and a couple copious amounts of caffeine to keep going. As I say, 105 hours a week can't be beat. But I especially appreciate your patience today. It's been a pretty challenging but exciting time as time technologies just continue to grow. So appreciate as always, your patience. Any critical feedback is always appreciated. And as always, let me know your thoughts because I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.